Hi all. Good evening. എല്ലാവർക്കും audible ആണോ? ഒന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യണേ. കേൾക്കാമോ എന്നൊന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യുക. കേൾക്കാമോ? ഒന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യണേ. എല്ലാവരും ഒന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യുക. കേൾക്കാമോ എന്ന്? കേൾക്കാമോ? audible ആണോ? എല്ലാവർക്കും കേൾക്കാമോ? ഒന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യണേ. കേൾക്കാമോ? കേൾക്കാമോ? എല്ലാവരും ഒന്ന് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യുക. audible ആണോ? audible ആണെന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാം. So the first question, which of the following statement about the Central Social Welfare Board is least accurate? Right answer is option C ആണ്. The CSW is primarily focused on implementing individual therapy programs for mental health. Second question, which of the following actions is least likely to be part of the Kerala State Social Welfare Board's strategic objectives? The right answer is option B ആണ്. Implementing statewide vaccination drives. Next question, which of the following is a primary objective of the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment? The right answer is enhancing the socio-economic conditions of scheduled caste. Next question, which of the following is a key objective of the Probation of Offenders Act 1956? The right answer is promoting rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders into society. Next question, under the POSCO Act 2012, നമ്മൾ POSCO Act ഒക്കെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഒരുപാട് ചർച്ച ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. Under the POSCO Act 2012, what is the minimum punishment for aggravated penetrative sexual assault? The right answer is option D ആണ്. Imprisonment for 10 years ആണ്. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം, what is the primary purpose of social group work? വളരെയധികം ബേസ് ലെവലിൽ നിന്നുള്ളൊരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ് അല്ലെ? Right answer, to enhance social functioning and mutual support among group members. Next one, which of the following is not a principle of social group work? And the right answer is economic independence. Next question, which of the following is not an objective of social group work? ഇതും വളരെ ബേസിക് ലെവലില. സോഷ്യൽ ഗ്രൂപ്പ് വർക്ക് എന്താണെന്ന് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ അപ്പൊ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒന്ന് തന്നെയാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ ഇവിടുത്തെ റൈറ്റ് ആൻസർ, ഇവിടെ നോട്ട് ആൻഡ് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ആണ് നമ്മളോട് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. റൈറ്റ് ആൻസർ ഓപ്ഷൻ ഡി ആണ്. To promote individual competition among group members. Which of the following is not a recommended step in setting goals for a group? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Allowing individual members to set their own unrelated personal goals. Next question, which of the following is the most challenging aspect of the intake process in social group work? Right answer is option C ആണ്. Accurately predicting group dynamics. Next question, which of the following roles is least likely to be performed by a group worker during the problem solving process? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Imposing solutions to group problem. അത് problem solving processൽ basic ആയിട്ട് വരുന്ന ഒന്നാണ്. Next question, according to Bruce Stickman's model, which stage of group development is characterized by conflict and competition as group members vie for positions and struggle with working together? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Storming. Next question, according to Wilmot and Hawker, which of the following is not a common cause of conflict? Differing goals, miscommunication, personality clashes, equal power distribution. Equal power distribution തന്നെയാണ് അല്ലെ? അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം, which of the following is not a stage in the community organization process as outlined by Murray Rose? Right answer option B ആണ്. Executive decision making without community input ആണ്. Next question. In the context of social planning, which of the following is least likely to be considered a key component of the process? Right answer is option C ആണ്. Randomized controlled trials to test hypothesis. Next question. Match the following concepts with their definitions ആണ്. നമുക്ക് definitions തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. Concept വെച്ചിട്ട് അതിനെ club ചെയ്യാനാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. So policy implementation എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് it just gets matched with option D ആണ്. Process of putting social policies into action to achieve desired outcome. Resource allocation എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് it's a process of distributing available resources to various programs and services ആണ്. Program evaluation എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ the systematic assessment of programs effectiveness and impact. Community engagement എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ it's an act of involving community members. Actually നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ ഒരു തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന കോൺസെപ്റ്റിൽ നിന്ന് തന്നെ ഡെഫിനീഷൻസിലേക്ക് പോകാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും അല്ലെ. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Which of the following best describes the method of social work administration? Right answer is option A ആണ്. A method of managing social services and coordinating various programs and resources to achieve objectives. Now, which of the following is not typically considered a core task in social work administration? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Direct provisions of therapeutic services. Next question. In social work administration, which principle emphasizes the importance of involving all stakeholders in the decision-making process to ensure the decisions are well-rounded and reflect diverse perspectives? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Inclusiveness. Next question. Match the following functions with their descriptions. Planning, organizing, directing, evaluating. So basically ഇവിടെ എന്താണ്? Option A, setting objectives and determining the best course of action to achieve them. Now moving on to the 21st question. Which principle is central to the therapeutic model of social group work in promoting individual change? The right answer is option A, mutual aid. Next question. A group worker encourages members to express feelings, mediates conflicts, and helps the group make collective decisions. Which role function skill is primarily being demonstrated? The right answer is facilitator. Next question. In which setting is social group work primarily used to facilitate rehabilitation, coping strategies, and social reintegration for individuals with restricted freedom or societal stigma? Right answer is option A ആണ്. Correctional institutions. Next question. A group worker observes members' interactions, identifies conflicts, encourages participation, and ensures the group stays focused on goals. Which primary function is being demonstrated? Option D ആണ്. Facilitating group process. Next question. Which statement best defines the method of social group work in social work practice? Right answer is option B ആണ്. It helps individuals develop social skills through purposeful growth. Next question. Which of the following best reflects an objective of social group work? Right answer is option C ആണ്. To enable individuals to improve social functioning via purposeful groups. Next question. Which of the following is considered a key skill and social group work practice? അത് ഒരു base level question തന്നെയാണ് അല്ലെ. Coordination ആണ് right answer. During which stage of the social group work process does the worker primarily focus on strengthening group cohesion and promoting shared decision making? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Working stage. Let's move on to the next question. According to Bruce Dickman's model of group development, which of the following best describes the storming stage in the context of social group work practice? Right answer is option D ആണ്. Members experience conflicts as they assert individual roles and group norms. Next question. In the context of group dynamics, which of the following best reflects the norming stage of a group development as per Dickman's model when applied to social group work practice? Right answer is option B ആണ്. Members focus on defining group processes, establishing norms, and strengthening emotional bonds through cooperations. Next question. Social planning approach in community organization attempts to challenge power imbalances and bringing in social justice. According to this approach, which among the following are the roles of community organizer? So, researcher and data collector, planner and strategist, technical expert or consultant, ഇതെല്ലാ റോളും വരും അല്ലേ? അടുത്ത question. Collaborative community maps where individuals and groups can support services, talents, problems, or opportunities in a macro community context as an example of. Right answer is community networking. Next question. According to power theory, people understand structural and systematic causes of inequality and oppression when they have. Right answer is option D, Anna, critical consciousness. Next question. Wealth is not the personal property of individuals, but the resource held for the welfare of society, especially the poor and marginalized, as presented as a social philosophy in. The right answer is option B, trusteeship. Next question. Which among the following is an effort to foster community participation and cooperation? Right answer, option C, Anna, promote democratic attitudes in decisions. Next question. Mr. Junathan is appointed, that's an application level question, Anna, as a community organizer by a corporate entity through CSR in a French community in Kerala with poverty and suicide as major problem. How he can start the community organization as a process? Right answer is option A, Anna, making community identify its needs and objectives. Next question. Identify the step in the process of community organization from the options given below. Right answer is option A, Anna, participatory learning about the capacities of the people in the community. Next question. Adum actually oru application level question aana. Sandhya as a facilitator has initiated the following activities in a fisherman community. Identify the activities that explain the scope of community organization as a method of social work. Provide entertainment programs, strengthening community resources and leadership, coordinating collective efforts to solve community problem, giving financial support to the people. Right answer option C ആണ് വരുന്നത്. അതായത് തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഓപ്ഷനിൽ B and C ആണ് വരുന്നത് അല്ലേ? Okay. Now moving on to the next one. The locality development model of community organization proposed by Jack Rothman primarily accentuate. Right answer option B ആണ് grassroots participation and community capacity building. Next question. According to Maria-Vale, the community practice involves. Right answer is option A, collaborative problem solving and collective action. Next question. Then that was your 40th question. Now 41st question. What is the primary role of the executive director in CSWB? Right answer is option B, implement policies and manage daily operations. Next question. Who grants registration to a society under the Societies Registration Act? Right answer is option A, state government. Next question. A trust deed should include. Right answer, name, objects, details, ellam venam alle. Next question. The process of influencing people to achieve organizational goal is known as. Right answer is leading. The primary objective of social work administration is. The right answer is option B, Anna, to ensure effective implementation of social welfare policies and programs. Next question, that is your 46th question, which is considered as a basic function of social work administration. Direct question aana alle. Option B, budgeting and resource allocation. Which of the following principles focus on fair treatment and justice to employees? Right answer option D, equity. Next question, the scalar chain principle refers to. Right answer is option A, Anna, chain of command from top to bottom. Next question, which approach highlights efficiency and task visualization in understanding organization? Right answer option A, classical approach. Next question. Which of the following is an important feature of human service organization? Right answer option B ആണ് client focused service delivery. Next question. Which of the following statements are correct about workplace counseling? Option B ആണ് അതായത് they promote mental well-being and work-life balance. Counselors help employees manage stress, burnout and interpersonal conflicts. Which of the following statements are true about active listening? Right answer option C ആണ്. Active listening involves hearing and accurately understanding client's message. അതേപോലെ it includes both verbal and non-verbal. Communication ഏരിയയിലേക്ക് പ്രവേശിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് verbal as well as non-verbal communication ഉണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ? Yes. അടുത്തത്. Which of the following statements are correct about the relationship building stage? Counselors establish trust, rapport and a safe environment for client. That is correct. It involves explaining confidentiality and purpose of counseling. That is also correct. So option A is your right answer. Now moving on to the 54th question. Which of the following best represents correct order of stages in the counseling process? ഇതും ഒരു direct question ആണ് അല്ലേ? Yes, option B ആണ്. Which means your second one is correct. Relationship building, assessment, goal setting, intervention, evaluation and termination. Which of the following statement is correct about counseling? The right answer is എല്ലാം correct ആണ്. That is, counseling aims at assisting normal individuals in dealing with personal and interpersonal problems. It is generally short-term and problem-centered. On the same hand, it focuses on treatment of emotional disorders. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct about psychoanalytical counseling? And the right answer again, all of the above തന്നെയാണ് right answer ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. It was developed by Sigmund Freud. Focus on unconscious motives and early childhood experience. Central technique includes free association and dream analysis. Next, which of the following statement correctly describe transference? Direct answer. The right answer is option C ആണ് first one അതേപോലെ second one right answer. It occurs when a client unconsciously transfers feeling from past relationship onto the counselor. It helps the counselor understand unresolved conflicts of the client. Next question. Which of the following statements are correct about professional boundaries? Option B ആണ് right answer. Boundaries define appropriate limits in the counselor-client relationship. Maintaining boundaries protect both counselor and client from harm. Next question. Which of the following statements are true about session notes? Right answer is option C ആണ്. C എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ first one third one ആണ് right ആയിട്ട് ഇവിടെ വരുന്നത്. Next question. Which of the following are common symptoms of major depressive disorder? Right answer is disturbed sleep, appetite, അതേപോലെ feeling of worthlessness or guilt ആണ്. Under the RT Act 2009, private schools are mandated to reserve what percentage of seats for children from disadvantaged section? Right answer is 25%. Now moving on to the 62nd question. It's a massive following question ആയിരുന്നു. So Article 14, right to equality. Article 15, prohibition of discrimination ഇല്ലാണ്ടാക്കുക, discrimination at any ground. Now Article 21, life and personal liberty. And then 39A എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് it is equal justice and free legal aid. So A3, B2, C1 and D4. Next question. Under the protection of human rights Act 1993, which of the following statements best reflects quasi-judicial nature of the National Human Rights Commission? Right answer option B ആണ്. NHRC can summon witnesses, examine evidence and recommend actions to the government but cannot enforce its decisions. Next, several courts or authorities have emphasized digitization under the new trilogy. Which of the following is the most robust legal requirement to protect chain of custody and admissibility of digitized evidence? Option B ആണ് right answer. Mandatory cryptographic hasting at time of seizure, audit logs, secure tamper, evidence storage, certified chain of custody forms and judicially supervised access protocol. Next question. Which of the following statement correctly represents the judicial stance on fundamental duties? Right answer option A ആണ്. Fundamental duties are legally enforceable under Article 32. Let's move on to the next question. A Christian man, അതൊരു application level question ആയിരുന്നു. A Christian man marries a Hindu woman without conversion through church ceremony. What is the legal validity? Option D, validity only if registered under Special Marriages Act. Which of the following reflects a jurisprudential paradox between the Special Marriage Act and personal law? Right answer is option C ആണ് വരുന്നത്. Marriage under SMA excludes personal laws in matters of marriage and successions. Next question. A child adopted under Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act inherits property from adoptive parents. Later, biological parents die intestate. Can the child claim inheritance from biological parents? The right answer is option B. No, adoption completely serves biological families ties. Next question. A woman in a long-term live-in relation suffers abuse. The man argues PWD VA does not apply since no marriage exists. Which principle applies? Right answer option A ആണ്. Relationship in the nature of marriage is included. Next question. Consider the following statements. Which of them are correct? Option 2 and 3 are correct. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act recognizes relationship in the nature of marriage. Guardianship under the Guardians and Ward Acts prioritize welfare of the minor above parental rights. Moving on to the 71st question. So you are given a complaint type, a primary mechanism and time limit for action. So a welfare officer receives a complaint about industrial pollution affecting women workers' health, filed 18 months after discovery. So which approach demonstrates the best understanding of overlapping jurisdiction? Right answer is option C ആണ്. File with the multiple forums ആണ്. Next question. Under the, ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് 71st question ആണ്. Now moving on to 72nd. Under the Rights of Persons with Disability Act, a welfare officer must ensure accessibility. Which statement reflects the correct application of the Act? Right answer is option B ആണ്. 2, 3 and 4 ആണ്. The Act mandates 4% reservation in government employment. Reasonable accommodation must be provided without causing undue hardship. Persons with a disability have the right to legal capacity on equal basis with others. Now let's move on to the next question. A welfare officer must address 3 environmental concerns. Which combination is most effective for comprehensive action? Right answer, A matches with 1 ആണ്. B matches with 2 and C matches with 3. Now moving on to the next question. Analyze the following statement about social legislation as an instrument of social change. The right answer is social change can occur only through legislation without any other intervention. Next question. A welfare officer receives complaints from 3 families. Family A seeks to adopt a 3-year-old child. Family B wants to challenge a forced marriage of their 17-year-old daughter. And family C needs protection from dowry harassment. Analyzing the legal remedies available, which combination of legislation would be most relevant? Option A ആണ് right answer. Juvenile Justice Act, Protection of Child Marriage Act and Dowry Prohibition Act. Next question. Consider the following statements about fundamental rights and directive principle. The right answer is option A ആണ്. Directive principle of state policy or DPSP complement fundamental rights by providing social and economic goals. Courts have held the fundamental rights can be amended to give effect to directive principle. Now moving on to next question. A managerial cum welfare officer encounters the following scenario. Application level question ആണ്. A woman from a scheduled caste community is denied entry to a public temple, faces verbal abuse and is later subjected to domestic violence by her husband. Which legislative framework would provide the most comprehensive protection? ഇവിടെ എല്ലാം തന്നെ വരുന്നതാണ്. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Analyze the following situations under the Right to Information Act. What are the appropriate course of action for a welfare officer assisting these citizens? Right answer is option A. File first appeal for situation A as deemed refusal has occurred. Now option 3, third one varum, that is file complaint against public information officer in situation C for providing incomplete information. Next question. A welfare officer must advise on child protection. Consider these cases. So which legislative provisions would apply to each case respectively? Child Labour Act, Right to Education Act, Prohibition of Child Marriage Act. Next question. Consider the evolution of criminal justice legislation in India. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita replaced the Indian Penal Code. Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita focuses on procedural aspects of criminal justice. Bharatiya Sakshya Act deals with evidence in legal proceeding. Right answer option A ആണ്. Decolonization and contextualization of laws to Indian conditions. Next question. In which landmark judgment the Supreme Court declared that prisoners are persons unentitled to fundamental rights within the limitations of imprisonment? Right answer option C ആണ്. Sunil Batra versus Delhi Administration 1978. Next question. Which of the following statements correctly describe the release after admonition under section 3? Right answer is option C ആണ്. The offender receives a formal warning from the court. The provision applies to petty offences like theft or mischief. And the fourth one, the offender is released without any sentence of fine. Probation of Offenders Act reflects with theoretical orientation criminology and correctional administration. Right answer is utilitarian theory, then preventive theory and reformative theory. Under the POSCO Act 2012, which section mandates that the trial shall be conducted in camera and in a child-friendly manner? Right answer is section 37. Which action of Child Labour Act 1986 provides for rehabilitation of rescued children through the Child and Adolescent Labour Rehabilitation Fund? Right answer is section 14B ആണ്. Next question. Kerala, which web initiative help inmates meet visitors virtually? Right answer option B ആണ് e-Mulakat. Next question. Which Supreme Court case prohibited the use of handcuffs and fetters on prisoners except under exceptional circumstances? Right answer option A ആണ് Prem Shankar Shukla versus Delhi Administration 1980. Next question. If an institution or company fails to report a POSCO offence committed by an employee, the responsible person is punishable under option C, section 21(1) ആണ്. Next question. Under the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, which institution primarily caters to children in conflict with law who require the long-term rehabilitation? Right answer is option B ആണ് Special Home. As per the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, failure to pay maintenance without sufficient cause may lead to imprisonment for. Right answer is option B, up to 1 month or until payment is made. Next question. Which factor is most central in identifying habitual offenders in India? Right answer option B ആണ് number of prior convictions. Next question. An inmate attempts self-harm. Which team sequence is appropriate? Right answer is option A ആണ് prison staff, psychiatrist, psychologist and social worker. Next question. A prisoner reports anxiety, frequent conflicts and refusal to attend work. What is the correct purpose of calling a case conference? Right answer is option B ആണ് to integrate psychological, social and security assessment for treatment planning. Next question. It's an assertion reasoning question. Restorative justice can reduce recidivism. It promotes offender accountability and victim satisfaction. The right answer is option A ആണ്. The technique of cognitive restructuring primarily aims to. Right answer is option D ആണ് identify and challenge distorted thinking patterns. Next question. Which theoretical framework is most consistent with family-based intervention in correctional settings, emphasizing families' capacity to reorganize and adapt in response to incarceration? Right answer option B ആണ് psychosocial theory. Next question. Regarding parole in India, consider the statement. Parole is a conditional release granted after the completion of sentence. Parole is considered a part of the sentence, not a suspension of it. Right answer is option B ആണ് parole is considered as a part of the sentence, not a suspension of it. Next question. Which of the following are rehabilitative roles of correctional social workers in Indian context? Right answer എല്ലാം വരും linking inmates with aftercare service, helping inmates obtain identity documents for reintegration, formulating prison discipline rules, referring inmates to vocational training programs. Which intervention is most consistent with evidence-based anger management programs in correctional settings? Right answer is option B ആണ് CBT technique focusing on cognitive restructuring. And the next question. Arrange the following steps in correct order for suicide prevention protocol in Indian prison. Right answer option B ആണ്. Mental health screening by counselor or social case worker. Immediate observation and removal of harmful objects. Then crisis counseling, transfer to high security solitary cell if needed. So, നമ്മളിപ്പോ question paper ഒന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞു അല്ലേ? സോ എങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എക്സാം? കുഴപ്പമില്ലായിരുന്നു എന്നാണ് പൊതുവേ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന റെസ്പോൺസ്. എല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ല പോലെ തന്നെ എഴുതാൻ സാധിച്ചു എന്ന് തന്നെ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുകയാണ്. സോ ഹോപ്പ് ഫോർ ബെസ്റ്റ്. എല്ലാവരും ടോപ്പ് റാങ്കിൽ തന്നെ വരട്ടെ എന്ന് ടീം എൻട്രി ആത്മാർത്ഥപരമായിട്ട് നേരാണ്. സോ ഓൾ ദി ബെസ്റ്റ്. കീപ് ലേണിംഗ്, കീപ് ഗോയിങ്. താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ.